Okay, last time when we left you, you were going to be working on the button band for your baby surprise jacket, and we had picked up stitches along the 10 ridges that added length to the jacket, and then according to her pattern you were to knit 3 ridges, and if we were to count that, we would be counting like so. The easiest place to count it from is that picked up area. So here's 1 ridge, 2 ridge, 3 ridges, and then we were to stop and put in buttonholes and then knit 3 ridges more and bind off. Now I didn't put buttonholes in because I'm going to show you anyway how to do an I-cord bind off, and what I'm going to do just to change things up a little bit is to put the I-cord on the edge here as I bind off, depart for a while to make a buttonhole, and I'm going to make my buttonholes along this side as I go, and I'll show you how to do that. First of all, in the pattern it does tell you to make buttonholes on each side of the jacket. Then when the baby's born you can put the buttons in the appropriate place for a boy or a girl. Even if you know whether it's going to be a boy and a girl, go ahead and put holes on both sides, because what it does then is it guides you exactly where to put the button to line up with a buttonhole. So on this one I counted like 3 stitches, did my buttonhole, 7 stitches, buttonhole, 7 stitches, buttonhole, etc., or however you want to count yours out. And then I knit all the way around to the other side and did my buttonholes again, coming from the neck down toward the bottom of the body of the sweater, so that I wouldn't have to redo my math. I just kept the same math going both directions. So for this one I want to show you now how to do an I-cord bind off. You should experiment and do what you like, but if you do a 2-stitch I-cord, it just makes a nice little edge, and I'm going to bump it up and do a 3-stitch I-cord, and so I need to start by casting on a few stitches here. So I'm going to use the knitted cast on, whatever type you use, it's not important. There's 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to try to move the rest of the sweater here so that you have a lighter background. And remember, these holes that you see here are just because I decided to do a yarn over 2 together row for fun, and I'm glad I like that. So here we go now. We're going to bind off and at the same time put a nice edge on it, and at the same time give us holes for our buttons. We knit 1, and again this is a 3-stitch. Knit 2, knit 2 stitches together through the back loops. That will give us 3 stitches on the right needle. Stop and shift them back to the left needle and repeat this. Knit 1, knit 2, knit 2 together through the back loops, and repeat. Shift the stitches over to the left needle, knit the 1st stitch, knit the 2nd stitch, and knit 2 stitches together through the back loops. That's the 3rd stitch of the I-cord together with one of the stitches on the edge of your sweater. So you're connecting it as you go, and I have to get a little further for you to see how nice that looks, so I won't try to angle it up to the camera yet, because right now I want to prepare for a buttonhole. I experimented with this already, and I decided that 1 stitch wasn't enough for the buttons I want to use, so I'm going to get rid of 2 stitches here, and so I'm going to look at these 4 stitches ahead of me. I'm going to pop this one over here, pop this one over that one, and leave an opening in the middle for 2 stitches. So first I'm able to just pop this one over, and again I'm not knitting right now, I'm just setting up. There's a bit of an opening. Now I need to access these 2 stitches, pop this one over, and now if we shift everything back to the left needle, I've created an opening here the size of 2 stitches. 2 stitches have disappeared. 1 went over this stitch, 1 went over that stitch. Now I'm going back to my bind off. Return the stitches to the left needle, knit 1, knit 2, knit 2 together through the back loops, And now I have to compensate for the fact that I have this 2-stitch gap here. So I'm going to do 2 rows or rounds of I-cord without joining to this stitch on the left needle. So first I have to shift it, and I'm just going to knit 3. 1, 2, 3. That row makes up for one of those stitches I got rid of. And I'll do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to be able to bridge the gap of the hole, and so I'm going to put the stitches back on the left needle. And now I get to return to the routine of knitting 2 stitches individually, 2 together through the back loops, and I'm back to joining. And I've bridged the gap that I created by making a hole, and that's going to be my buttonhole right here. So I have an edge, and the buttonhole is just hiding right inside here, and I think that'll look sweet for this jacket. So I'm going to keep going on this. We'll take a break, and I'll show it to you when it's all done. When I get to the bottom of the sweater, I'm simply going to continue all the way around my I-cord bind off, all the way around the bottom and back up the other side to the neck. And I'll show you what it looks like when I get there. So I finished the I-cord bind off all the way around the edge. And so next time we'll do the seaming.